Hello everyone, John12 back here again with another video, and today I'm back with another John12's Top 5 Picks. Essentially, if you haven't noticed, if you go on your computer right now or on your calendar and just look up what the date is this week, this Friday dates Friday the 13th, which of course is everybody's favorite slasher holiday, and I don't have to go any further from there. I'm pretty sure everybody on YouTube and who are just overall fans of the series, the franchise, is of course doing an amazing job of doing like marathon specials and just overall like just appreciations to the story. And basically, I will have a video up for Friday the 13th, but I decided instead of doing like another short or something like that, I mean, like I might do one, but at the end of the day I really doubt it, so I decided just screw it, and you know what, I just might as well just do a top 5 Friday the 13th, but to fill in the gaps in between my last top 5 to Friday the 13th's top 5, I decided to do one for this week, seeing as I do like them to be, you know, overall weekly. Well, basically, on my last DBZ top 5, I was basically referenced and to do more top 5 based around DBZ, but I've done so many DBZ top 5s that I don't really know which ones to do anymore. But I decided that it wouldn't be interesting to do like my top 5 Dragon Ball Z twists, or if you will, shocking moments in the series. So let's just get right started into it. So coming up at number 5, I have to give it up to the death of Goku. The death of Goku is definitely a big shock and twist to the storyline, because at this point, Goku is the hero. He defeated Piccolo. He's nationally renowned as Earth's protector at this point, and he's been living in peace. But of course, you have the new villain coming to town, which is of course Goku's brother, Raditz, who of course, you know, is a douchebag and wants to take over the world. Well, technically doesn't want to take over the world. He just wants Goku to join him, but of course, Goku has no intentions in joining him. So of course, Raditz gives him an ultimatum, which is of course, kill the humans or I kill your son, and then that's the end of it. So of course, Goku teams up with his arch nemesis Piccolo, which is a great story in and of itself, and team up to fight as the Earth's greatest heroes, or warriors if you will. Which is amazing. And a lot of people don't like to give it credit, the battle against Raditz. I definitely give it a lot of credit, but I think the thing, the pinnacle moment that makes this specific story stand out as a definitive fight and twist in the storyline of Dragon Ball Z, which is, of course, specifically the death of Goku, because you never expect it. He's the hero. I said this many billions of times. Goku is the Superman of anime. You just can't beat him. You can't top his power. And no matter how many cooler anime characters there may be, or many powerful anime characters up and coming manga writers create, no one's gonna beat Goku. He's the OG Superman of anime. You just can't beat it. You know, there's Astro Boy and then there's Goku. There you go. Essentially, it's just one of my top 5s. I just can't get around it. It's just really awesome story, and it's an amazing twist. I'm definitely in between like the debate, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people who definitely talk about this a lot now is of course either Toriyama is a genius or he has zero idea what he's doing. I'm definitely in the middle when it comes to the death of Goku, so that's just my overall opinion. Moving off of that, going to number 4 has to go to the arrival of Trunks. The arrival of Trunks is just amazing plot point, and it's a great twist. I just love the moment where you have Frieza coming back, which is a shock in and of itself. And of course, having the Z Warriors, who obviously know they cannot defeat Frieza, his armada, and not to mention his father, King Cold, are totally outmatched. But of course, out of the wings, just sliced right through them is of course Trunks, and of course we have zero idea who he is, what he is, where he came from. He's just a total like badass right out of the gate, which is amazing. It's just really cool, and just I love his design, and it's just amazing how he just came in. Like he goes guns blazing basically. I mean, I know he doesn't use guns, he uses sword, but you get the gist of where I'm getting it from. But it's just amazing. And I just love how he takes care of the Frieza problem right out of the gate. I like to consider Trunks as like the Gabriel of Dragon Ball Z. He's the messenger of God, but at the same time, he's like the bearer of bad news, you know? Like, he has to come down and save the guys, but then he has to do the bad news, which, of course, well, Goku, you're gonna die, everybody else is gonna die, and me and your son are gonna just suck at life. That's essentially the thing, you know? Because that's what happens in the Bible, I'm pretty sure, you know? God sends Gabriel down to talk to Mary. Mary's like, what the hell? Gabriel says, you're going to have a son, he will be the son of God, but unfortunately he's going to be crucified for everyone's sins. That's Trunks. Trunks is that. He's a light of hope that has to screw everything up. Because everybody's living at peace at this time, but then it's fucked because the androids are coming, and then Cell, and God knows what the fuck else. But that's going to be it for that one. I just love the arrival of Trunks. It's just a great twist, a great shocker for the overall series, and it's definitely, at that point in time, I know Toriyama said this himself, but it's definitely the point in the storyline where he was killing it. You know, you would think that, how could he top the Saiyan saga and even the Frieza saga? It's like, bam, the Trunks saga, and then you got the freaking Android saga and the Cell saga. It was just killing it. He was killing it. But that's going to be it. Moving up to that, to going to number 3, it has to be, I guess it would be Majin Buu still alive. At this point in time, Vegeta ends up in a crossroads where he has to decide between mediocrity, or as I like to call it, monogamy, which I'm sure pisses everyone off, and of course the consistent battle of the Saiyan race, or the Saiyan lifestyle. And at this point he decides, well, he's going to be the hero. He's going to take Goku out of the picture, and he's going to stop Majin Buu single-handedly. And he does a pretty good job at it. I mean, like, he comes to a point where he obviously knows he's outmatched against Majin Buu. He cannot defeat him at all. So he decides to just, to save everyone else, including the Earth, most importantly. Specifically Bulma and Trunks, and even Goku. Decides to self-destruct, to use his self-destruct technique, and of course kill himself, but not only sacrificing himself, but destroying Majin Buu, hopefully. But the sad thing about it all is that even through this entire great speech, the entire great sequence, Majin Buu is still alive. It's kind of really, it's a good shock, but kind of a weird twist. It's one of those things where I still don't know if I truly love it or I truly hate it, because it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things where it's like, Vegeta did this great thing, he really proved himself to be not only a good guy, but a hero, and he does this selfless act. But Majin Buu's still alive. You know, and everybody mourns him, everybody's sad, but everybody's happy at the same time, because Majin Buu's gone, but then you find out he's not actually gone at all. So it's a real mindfuck, it's really crazy. Like I said, I'm still in between, like, whether or not I love it or hate it, but overall it's a great twist and a great shocker in the storyline. Moving off of that, going into number 2, has to go to Vegeta and Bulma's relationship. Vegeta and Bulma getting together is the weirdest and most biggest shock you would ever go into, because you grow up watching Dragon Ball, you grow up watching Dragon Ball Z, you never think those characters like that are going to get together. They're complete polar opposites. You know, I mean, like, watching the anime, you get a feeling that, hell, you have a better chance of seeing Goku and Vegeta fuck. But no, it's Vegeta and Bulma. It's like, wow. Because you can tell they're gay for each other. I'm just pointing it out. But anyways, I digress. Basically, that's I guess that's one of the big things. And plus, I don't even have to point it out. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, and the relationship between Vegeta and Bulma interests you at least a slight bit, all you have to do is go online. Just go online, Google the whole thing, and you'll get like tons and tons and tons of just fan-fictional novels and pieces of art and animations of people who just depict their relationship. It's really interesting. I like the artwork. It's really nice. I also like the fan fiction. Fan fiction, I digress with it sometimes. Some of it's not as good as others, but there are some pretty good ones. And the Vegeta-Bulma relationship and the conception of all that happening is quite interesting in and of itself, so you can check that out. But overall, Vegeta and Bulma's relationship is definitely one of those big twists that really got to me as one of those weird things. But overall, that's going to be it. Let's see. Honorable mentions, I guess. that didn't get into my list, I would give it up to Cell being alive, the androids, the arrival of Cell, because that was really like, wait, like that was really interesting. I guess the arrival of Frieza, finding out that Frieza is still alive. Let's see, what's another good twist? Goku Super Saiyan transformations. Just various things like that. That's pretty much all I have to give it up to for honorable mentions. But to top it all off for this top 5 and finally end the rambling once and for all, I guess I have to give it up to Goku and Vegeta's relationship, because when you first meet them in the Saiyan Saga, you get the feeling that they're just going to hate each other forever because they're complete polar opposites. You know, Goku stands for good, he stands for peace, he stands for justice, and Vegeta just stands for himself. He's self-righteous, he's prideful, he's angry, he's pure evil. He's a savage. He just doesn't give a shit about anybody else. So of course they have this consistent battle, which is hands down the greatest battle in anime history, just in case you guys didn't want to admit that to yourselves. But it truly is, and their relationship develops from just to rivals, where like post Saiyan Saga, Vegeta's main goal is to compete to Goku's level and to try to surpass his power. So it becomes a rivalry between the two, even though like Goku possibly doesn't even acknowledge it, but it's there. I also like the fact how they go from that to the Buu Saga, which is kind of, I like to consider that whole era is like the Dark Knight Returns of Dragon Ball Z, because you have this Vegeta who's like the Batman of the story, who's definitely incapable of defeating Goku, and then you have Goku, who's basically, at this point, he's a Super Saiyan 3, he's the strongest character in the series, before, you know, Gohan becomes Mystic Gohan, that is, and he's just a badass, you know, and it's just really cool and interesting to see how they develop from that to becoming best friends, and it's just one of those things that's really fucking interesting and cool to see how that develops. It's one of those things that you never expected in the foreground of watching and reading the manga and anime. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoy. I know I'm cutting this short, but you know I have to end this somewhere. But what is your top 5 twists or / shocking moments? Hope you guys enjoyed. And this has been my top 5.